Hey everyone, just a quick update from the workshop. Been hard at work on a number of bikes. That in the background, obviously, 2009 Yamaha FJR 1300. That one is a 2003 K1200 GT BMW. That's the VIP Honda 2000 ST11PY. That's the VIP 1999 BMW K1100. And that is the 1987 BMW K100 RT VIP bike also. But tonight's video is about that one. 1979 Kawasaki KZ1000 MK2 A3A. So lots of progress. This was recovered from a swamp up in Ipswich. Purchased in pieces, about 15 boxes of stuff actually, and what you see before you is the effort. The accumulated effort of lots and lots of long hours of getting this thing back to some semblance of looking like a bike. Wheels were refurbished, brakes were refurbished, new tyres, Avon, that's just a test fit of the original mudguard before it gets sent out to be chromed. The rear wheel and front wheel are the original correct wheels for the Mark II. This is a Mark II, they are very rare indeed, only made in 79 and 80. Engine at some point in its life has been given a little bit of an oversized kit, over 70mm, I think 70.19 or something like that. So I think it's the last size before you have to start sleeving it. Basically, it's been a bit of a project. I'm only laughing because the learning curve on this has been very steep. So the electrical system is a bit of a nightmare on these things, and obviously being underwater doesn't help that. I'll give you a view of the back of the bike. But genuinely and generally, it's actually coming together really nicely now. Helps having refurbished brakes. The torque arm just got installed yesterday. So all of that has been obviously powder coated and refurbished. The correct locks and tensioners are on the back. Original brake lever, the thing is as long as your forearm. And then things like the igniter module, fresh battery obviously. This is a refurbed rear brake cylinder, which is unique to this bike. So there's lots of stuff that's very, very unique, which means the learning curve is very steep. Refurbished front calipers. It's a double caliper, single part on either side, and actually it uses the same fork hardware as a Z900 with the exception of that mounting bracket, which has the headlight mount there and the indicator stalk there, whereas the earlier ones have no accommodation to mount the headlight. It's just the indicators, and those are Kawasaki indicators. So it's slowly but surely coming together. I've tested the electrical system. I have a brake light, which is the battery's not hooked up at the moment. I have brake lights, I've got indicators up front, a new wiring harness for the idiot lights. Some of those are working. You can probably see some labeling on there, and so we're just beginning to get it back together. Nice little things like cable holders are all coming in now very slowly thanks to COVID. The one thing that is very unique to this bike, other than its history, is that in Australia, I believe only in Australia, see if it'll focus, we have a hazard switch. So in fact, it does that, that's in obviously, and that's how it would be most of the time. This is a second indicator relay. So you've got one, that's your regular one that does your turn signals, but you've got a second one there that's unique to this model. All of these modern replacement harnesses, because this is a reworked harness from Japan, make no accommodation for this hazard switch. So I've actually got to take the brand new harness, and where they give you this delightful 9-pin connector, there was only ever a 6-pin connector and 1, 2, 3 wires to do the hazards. So that's got to be reworked, so it all lines up. But we'll get there, and then it'll be back to spec as it was when it was zipping around the streets of sunny Sydney. Interesting side note, when we were replacing the tyres that were on the bike were so old. How old were they, you ask? They were so old that they're pre-date stamp requirement. So we think probably late 80s, early 90s. So that's how long this bike has been off the road. Anyway, there you go. It's a 1979 Kawasaki Z1000 MK2 A3. What a mouthful. Well on the way to being restored, and we're hoping to have this one finished by the end of July. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Bye.